Greetings, 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 network. This is Sabrina Protic coming at you live, my usual time. And the reason I come to you at this time of day is I've normally completed my exercise for the day. So I actually have two choices. I can get up early in the morning, which has really been hard for me to do because I'm staying up way too late. That's another subject matter. Or I do it in the evening when the sun's gone down, and it's just beautiful. So I've got my 10,000 steps in. I feel really good. And so today we are going to talk about being thankful. Being thankful. Thankful Thursday is what we're going to call it. And if you don't know who I am, again, I'm Sabrina Protic. I am an entrepreneur, and also I'm an empowerment enthusiast. I love helping people. I love reaching out. I love coaching people. I just like you. Is it okay to say that? I like you. So each day I'm trying to think of something that I'm sincere about, that I really believe in, that I can pass on to you, some little nuggets. So I thought today we would call it Thankful Thursday. Wednesdays is Wellness Wednesday. This can almost fall into a wellness category, but you know, because of COVID-19, a lot of us are now having to eat out of our own homes. Many of us were restaurant eaters. I mean, restaurants, hey Dana, restaurants were packed. I mean, if you didn't get there between, happy hours, 5:30 to 6:30, you couldn't even get a parking space, let alone get a seat in any restaurant. So the restaurant business was booming everywhere you went. How many of us cooked at home? It was just, were we lazy, or we just didn't want to cook? Hey Rochelle, why did we develop those habits? Why were we not cooking? And there was a time when I was a kid, when we went out to a restaurant, it was a special treat. There was a family of 5 here. And when my parents took us out for dinner to a restaurant, that might have been twice a year. That was a time where my dad said, hey, let's get in the car and ride. It might be a Sunday ride. We just ride the country. And then he'd surprise us every now and then and pull into a restaurant. And that was a treat. But do you know nowadays that it's not uncommon to see whole families eating in restaurants? Why is that? Maybe because both husband and wife work now. Maybe they're both out of the home. Maybe there are things going on where cooking was such a chore to get in from your job at 5, get the kiddies loaded up in the car from school, go home, and let's face it, what a meal is anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get it from the refrigerator to prepping it to cooking it and then eating. And then there's the arduous task of cleaning the kitchen. Now, when I was a kid, who do you think cleaned the kitchen? It was not my mom, because my mom did the cooking. It was the 3 of us. I hated that. There were no dishwashers then. So we had to wash dishes, and sometimes we were scrubbing them because we just didn't have all these cleaning solutions back then that we have now. So it was our job to clean the kitchen, and before we went to bed, kitchen was spotless. I mean, you guys know that. If you're over the age of 40, you know that. So things are different now. I don't know if these kids know how to wash dishes nowadays, or clean up a kitchen and wipe it down. I just don't even know if they know, because families are eating out. So now that we are sheltering in place all over the country, most of us now are having to cook, unless we're still doing takeout. And this is no slam on restaurants, because I do love dining in a restaurant. As a matter of fact, when my kids were out of the house, it was like a treat for me. I'm like, yes, I did my job. Now I can go eat out. I don't have to meal plan. But now, it's the 2 of us here, and we're eating at home. And I'm really enjoying it for a couple of reasons. If you're home and you're sheltering in place, now you've got time. You've got time to prepare the meal. You don't have to think, I don't have time. You have time to think about what you're going to prepare for you and your husband or your family and the kids. And actually, it's a good time to get those kids involved. It's nothing wrong with them helping you get the menu together and say, hey, Mom, what are we going to have? What would you like to have today, Johnny and Susie? I want spaghetti and meatballs. Well, it's okay to have them be involved in that. That gives them some ownership. And then get them involved in setting the table, and also the cleanup after. I mean, it should not all fall on Mom or Dad, but it's a family affair. So I want to talk about enjoying this time to be healthy and eat together as a family. So I am thankful today for being able to eat together as a family more often in a more quiet, private environment where we can actually hold a conversation, because in a restaurant, it's really hard. Maybe you're talking over the crowd, there's too much going on, and it's almost, it's like an excursion to go out to eat. So now I tell you what, my husband and I, we enjoy it. And I wake up sometimes the night before, I'm thinking, what are we gonna have for dinner? And I'm thinking, what am I gonna take out of the freezer? And if I haven't nailed it the night before, I know in the morning what it's gonna be. So this morning, I already decided what it was gonna be. So it's gonna be boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which I absolutely love. I'm not a vegan, but I do watch what I eat. I eat mostly if anybody knows me, 90% of the time I eat seafood. It's either shrimp or fish of some kind. I mean, I can eat it every day and be happy. But my husband is a red meat eater, and he does like the yard bird. That's what we call the yard bird. So I try to balance things out. So that's gonna be on the grill with some roasted vegetables and a little bit of jasmine rice, because according to Victoria, that jasmine rice is a healthy rice. So we get but our portion size, you have to watch that. And we typically have water with dinner. So I had already had that figured out. Yesterday we had a wonderful meal, and it was tilapia was stuffed with crab meat and shrimp, and I cooked that in the oven, and I had my spices on top. I chopped up my green scallions, and I was proud of that meal. And my husband says, "You need to take a picture of that." I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna take a picture, but people just don't savor the flavor when you look at a picture, and they can't tell. But it was so delicious. So I am thankful for the opportunity to be able to shelter in place and cook a nutritious meal for my family, for me and my husband. That is something that you can be thankful for. So at the end of this thread, for all of you listeners, if you don't mind, drop a comment about your meal. Drop a comment, 2 comments I'd like to hear from you. What are you thankful for today? It could be something small, like, it didn't rain today. And how do you feel about cooking at home? And some people they don't know what to do when they're in front of a stove. Because when I was dating my husband, he didn't turn a stove on. I mean, he ate at a restaurant. He was a single guy. Seriously, this guy ate at a restaurant every day. That was his life. And now he's happier, healthier. He's eating nutritious meals. He's very grateful. But I pulled him out of that environment because, he was like, some of these restaurants, I'm sorry, quality, the flavor's good. So I'm not going to knock restaurants. If you're a restaurant owner, I'm not ragging on you at all. But everybody knows a home-cooked meal was prepared with love. So with that being said, I want to show you a cookbook because now that you are home and you have more time to cook, what about getting into a cookbook? So I'm going to show you a cookbook now. If some of you know, I published a book last year, and my publisher was Now Publishing. I published a book, and the name of my book, in case you wonder, is Growing Ageless, Think Young and Live Younger. Well, during the process of me publishing this book, another author was publishing a cookbook, and I told Lisa, I said, I want that cookbook. I want that cookbook. Because it was about healthy eating, and I am a fanatic when it comes to a beautiful cookbook. So I want to share with you guys what I have here. This is a cookbook, and I just been itching to get my fingers into it. And it's called The Conscientious Eat, right? The Conscious Eat. And if you can see, I'm going to get up close. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see it. This is by Now Publishing, The Conscious Eat, and this is by a doctor. This looks like it's a collaborative cookbook. So I tell you what, when you open this cookbook, it's going to blow you away. For those of you that are into vegan eating, there are vegan recipes in here. They're all, hi Michelle Matthews. There's all kind of recipes. I'm going to show you the back of the cookbook also, if you're going to try to Google this. I think this is available on Amazon, The Conscious Eat. And this is a delightful book. So I want to encourage you to, if not this cookbook, drop us, listen, I'm going to say this. If you're an author and you've authored a cookbook, drop it in this thread. We'd be more than happy to support you and try your cookbook out. We love good food, don't we? We do love good food. So that's my Thankful Thursday message to you, is to be healthy, eat healthy, Enjoy preparing meals for your family. Sit down and eat together. Dive into a cookbook, maybe one you bought you never got a chance to get your fingers into. Hey, Leah. And your family will thank you, your body will thank you, and that's my message for you today. You can find me on Facebook under Sabrina Protic. Sabrina Protic, that's Protic, or find me on my website at sabrinaprotic.com. sabrinaprotic.com. And my wish for you and what I do, my tagline is, I love and I want to help you add life back into life. Cooking with love, cooking for your family is helping you to add life back into your life. So I encourage you to check me out. When you go to my website, sign up to get your free e-guide that I put together about work-life balance at home. It's absolutely free. And I look forward to visiting with you tomorrow. Remember, share your recipes, share that cookbook, especially if you're an author, or Thankful Thursday, tell us what you're thankful for. And I'll talk to you later.